into diecast cars, especially 1/64 scale, Spool Heads is the go-to online shop. They specialize in super cool 3D printed track parts. Everything from sharp curves to custom electronic start gates for your races. The designs are top-notch, and they really know their stuff when it comes to creating parts that fit perfectly with diecast car tracks. What's even better? They offer custom orders. So if you need something unique for your setup, they've got you covered. Fast shipping, quality prints, and a really easy to navigate store. It's definitely worth checking out for all diecast racing fans. You will see for sure that they have a wide variety of options. So if you, for some reason, did not want a custom order and just wanted to work off what they have pretty much anything and everything you could possibly look for. From hills to curves to straightaways to multiple track lanes right next to each other. Twists and turns, you name it, they've probably got it. And again, the custom orders will fill in any of those gaps, I am sure of it. So please, when you have some time and you want to customize your own tracks and have your own races just like these in your home, check out Spool Heads on their website and on Facebook for more information. Welcome everyone to the 4th custom mail-in tournament. With Halloween rolling around very soon, we're throwing in an evil clown car for this particular tournament. And if that clown car finishes in front of you, you are not going to get any points, even if you make it to the end. To start us off, we have Leo, Astro 9R, Kent Ketchum, and Rebel Racing. They're staying relatively close together, though it looks like Rebel is taking a bit of a lead here. And you may have seen at the beginning of the video that whoever's in front will be the one to trigger that clown car. So if you get a huge lead over everyone else, there's a good chance that you're the only one that's going to get points. So if you're falling behind, you certainly don't want to fall too far behind. Well, right now, Rebel Racer does have that big lead. And it looks like he's going to head towards the finish line around the final curve into the straightaway, and he gets the win, it looks like. And where's that clown car? He almost actually finished in second, which would have meant that no one else would have gotten points, but he ended up finishing in third. So Kent and Leo will not get any points, even if they cross here. Kent barely finished, and I think that would have counted for Leo to get at least 1 point, but because he finished behind the evil clown car, he's not going to get any points regardless. Also, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if I sound a little bit off. I'm just getting over a bit of a cold here. But I'm still going to give this my best shot. Yeah, if you're not afraid of clowns before this tournament, you might be afterwards. Because that clown car could ruin your whole experience real quick. But the time to beat now is 1762. Okay, these two are crawling towards that finish line, but again, because of that clown car, they're not going to get squat. Even if they were going to debate whether or not Leo gets points, it just does not matter there. It is Rebel and Astro who will start off with at least some points. And as we begin the second race, those two are starting to pull away again, with Rebel having a bit of an edge over Astro, which is becoming somewhat more apparent as the race progresses. They go back into the lane merger. Here comes Rebel to trigger the clown again, and he spins around once more, allowing Astro to catch back up with him. And the evil clown car is back in third, and now it's Astro who's spinning around. And Rebel holds on to that lead, at least for now, but he is going backwards. Let's see if that throws him off. So far, he's been going around that final curve relatively smoothly. And he finishes in first once more, but now that clown car finishes in second, so not even Astro will get any points here. Meanwhile, Kent and Leo, I guess they figured with how far ahead that clown car was, there was no point in them even trying to finish. Although Leo did put in a solid effort for at least a little while, as he was right around where that clown car was. But somehow, Kent Ketchum was able to catch up to Leo and stop him in his tracks after ending up on his side. But for now, after that spin out, they did finish a little bit slower, Rebel did, so we'll see if he's consistently like that or if he's going to be quicker or even slower later. But Rebel Racer was the only one to get points that time around, so he is in a much better position than he was a few seconds ago. And here they go again. Rebel Racer actually is almost in second right now as they go into the lane split. Looks like Astro has a slight lead, but Rebel is not making it easy for them. And the lanes merge back together. Astro is currently in the lead, and he's shaking up Rebel Racer just a little bit. That could make all the difference right now. But Rebel Racer finds an open window and passes up Astro again, and he's looking to claim a third consecutive first place finish. And he will get it, almost tying with his fastest time, and even Leo was able to finish in front of the evil clown car, so they will finally get some points on the board. Kent, however, is not so lucky. They couldn't even get to the finish line, let alone get the points for it. Yeah, that clown car, along with that face that it comes out of, is very unsettling. It looks like something actually fell onto the track there. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Hopefully it didn't belong to the cars in any way, otherwise that could be dangerous for one of them. We'll have to get the track staff to check that out. Because debris could really cause some unintended challenges on this track. But Leo was able to stop that clown car from passing him just by staying in front of him, which at some points may be the only strategy you can use. Now he's finally got some points, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he's going to be able to move on. But that being said, he could possibly pull off a miracle, but he would need to finish in first pretty much and have at least Astro not finish at all. But for Rebel, he's already stamped his way through. Now he just is trying to stay undefeated. And it looked like he was going to stay behind Astro for a second, but Astro spun out once more, and Rebel knocked him out of the way, and now he's going towards the straightaway leading into the last turn. And watch how smoothly he navigates that turn. And he finishes in first once more. Here comes Astro and then the evil clown car. So once again, only two people will get points. And Leo finishes in almost the same spot they did before. Meanwhile, Kent just couldn't get anywhere close. I will also say this. In terms of being an undefeated racer, that also means you will need to stay in front of the clown car, because if at any point you get 0 points because they finished in front of you, you will not be considered undefeated, because somebody did defeat you. You'll need to get 5 points every race you're in order to stay undefeated. But they finished slightly slower that time. But they will be moving on alongside Astro, who finished in second almost every time, aside from the second race where the clown showed up. And now for our second group, where we have Sparky Racer, Zizzer Prime, Hefe, and Anita Lee. It is actually Anita who starts off with the lead, so they will likely be the one to trigger that clown car. And if you're the one to trigger it, then you're probably in a good position. Well, look at this. All of a sudden, I think that's... Is that Hefe? I'm not sure. I have to remember which car is which. But we have a new leader, and they took off running. Sprinting even, I would say. But we haven't seen much of the clown car yet. Let's see where it is. It looks like it's in third and it's blocking the other racers. Anita ended up finishing in second after all that. And the clown car finished in third. And we have a late racer, but even if they do finish now, they're not going to get anything for it. They're coasting and coasting, but they just cannot go the distance. Yeah, we'll see for sure which car that is in a moment. I wanted to say that was Hefe, but I don't think that... I'm not confident about that. And I can already imagine people are going to be tired of seeing that clown face after a while. Even if for no other reason, because they're super creeped out by it. And just seeing something come out of its mouth is just... ugh. But then again, it is spooky season right now. I think for the moment, the quickest time we've seen up to this point is still the 1762 set up in the first group. That was Zizzer, okay. So my apologies to Zizzer, I got the names mixed up a little bit. Let's see if I can keep myself from doing that this time. Anita Lee starts off with the lead yet again, but will Zizzer change that? It looks like they will, and now it's Zizzer who's out in front, and Hefe is now the one in second. And there goes Zizzer with an even bigger lead. So far that clown car is in the fourth position. Will they only be able to stop one person from getting points? There goes Zizzer, but Hefe and Anita are on their tails, but the clown car is creeping up behind them. But they could not stop them. Only one person will not get points this time around. And that is our friend Sparky up there. It makes you wonder what kind of things caused that. It looks like they just somehow didn't have enough speed to go around that turn. In fact, they started going backwards up there. If you look at the top left of your screen, you can see that. Also, I'm not entirely sure what that is sitting on top of the clock there, but that's also giving me some creepy vibes. And now Zizzer has 2 wins under their belt. They're looking for a third to guarantee their spot in the next round. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about the start of this race, but for whatever reason, Anita starts off with a decent-sized lead, and then Zizzer comes out of nowhere and takes it away from them. But at the lane merger, Zizzer does have a decent lead over the other two. Meanwhile, Anita and Hefe are fighting for that second place. But if they're not careful, their fighting could cause the clown car to catch up to them. With Hefe trying to do a nose block there, but Anita managed to pass them anyway. And now Zizzer's looking to get that third win, and they will. While Anita finishes in second, and the clown car sneaks past Hefe, and Hefe will not get any points, and neither will Sparky. Will we have another non-finish here? Yes, we will. In fact, they're way up there. And it looks like they're on a spot that we will see on the replay. If for some reason when they get to that particular spot, they start to go around the curve, then stop, and then they start going backwards. That's 2 times in a row that's happened to them. But look at this. Here comes Zizzer, followed closely by Anita and Hefe. But Hefe started bouncing off the walls, and the clown car passed them, so they won't be getting anything. But Zizzer is already going to move on, and it's looking like Anita will be the one to join them, because not only are they second place in points, but they've at least managed to finish every time and get points for it. This is looking a little bit closer, so I'm assuming Zizzer will have a bigger lead going around the lane merger. Well, not as big as I thought, and he does start to spin around, so here comes Anita now. And they're facing each other as Zizzer goes backwards around the turn, and here comes Hefe now, trying to make it a three-way race for first. Zizzer so far has been able to stay in front, looking to stay undefeated. Can he do it? No, he will not. He will bounce off the wall. Anita found an opening and took advantage of it. And it looks like once again we have a non-finish, but this time they actually made it further down the track. But it looks like turns are their big weakness. And look at that, the clown car actually almost fell off the track once they entered the race. But they stayed in it even if their overall performance didn't really mean much, considering the only three that had a chance all finished in front of them. So Zizzer and Anita Lee will move on, but neither one is undefeated. That distinction currently only goes to Rebel Racing, who came here along with Astro, so we'll see who will have the overall victory. So far, Anita Lee is side by side with Rebel, and now it's Rebel and Astro who are in first and second respectively, while Anita Lee is actually falling behind a little bit, but this is a lot closer now that I'm saying that than a lot of races we've seen recently, and not just in this particular tournament. But now they are starting to spread out a little bit. Here comes Rebel, the only one of the two that is looking to stay undefeated, and so far they still are. I didn't quite see where the clown car finished in this regard, so we'll have to check the replay to be absolutely sure if the clown car actually started off in the back of the pack, because the other four were just so quick. Let's take a look here. It was Rebel, Zizzer, Anita, and here comes a clown car in front of Astro, which is a bit surprising considering Astro started off strong, but in the end it is Astro who will not get any points. Meanwhile, Rebel is just 3 races away from staying undefeated as they move on to the next phase of the tournament, if that's the case. They do have a slight lead, but Anita is looking to close it. Now Astro is actually in the lead, and here comes Zizzer. Anita is now far behind the other 3, and we look to have a bit of a traffic jam here as Rebel tries to slow the others down, and Astro is currently blocking Zizzer. Now the clown car is right behind them. We'll see in a moment if they were able to pass them or not. But Rebel is looking to get that win. They do, and the clown car was able to pass Anita, so only Zizzer and Rebel will get any points here. Meanwhile, Astro is having a rough time all of a sudden. It's actually kind of shocking when you think about it, considering how far back Anita was from everybody else. In fact, you can see right there just how far back they were. And yet, in this entire group, it was actually Astro who did not finish. The clown car may have caused some of that to happen, but that is not who I would have expected to not finish. Now 2 races left. Rebel Racer still hasn't lost. And Rebel's car does look a little bit, for the lack of a better word, clownish in nature, so maybe that evil clown car has some weird, twisted respect for them and doesn't want to pass them. But for now, it looks like Astro is trying to make up some ground and is currently in second. But as we saw, even though they were doing well for most of the last race, it doesn't mean they'll stay that way. Now Rebel is all alone up at the front, looking to get a 3rd consecutive win in these finals. And so far, even he has not been able to beat his fastest time of 17.62, I believe. And Astro was able to finish in second this time, while Anita and Zizzer, because they finished behind the clown car, they will not get any points at all. They all did start off in front of him, but it looked like there might have been some traffic jam around that turn that was off screen there, allowing the clown car to catch up to them and pass both of them. Because by the time they got to this turn, there's Astro in second, and the clown car managed to get past the other two by a decent amount, no less. Almost catching up to Astro, actually. But now we only have one race left, and Rebel is just one race away from being completely undefeated so far. And to have that happen on the first day is very promising for Rebel, for sure. Here they go around the bend. Astro is actually right on their tail, looking to pass them. Rebel seemed to be tilting a little bit, causing him to slow down. But he did a quick jolt, causing Astro to spin around. All four are right next to each other now. And Anita is looking to pass some of them. Almost past Zizzer, couldn't quite do it though. But they're all staying well in front of the clown car. Here comes Rebel trying to get that win, but Astro might take it from them. I don't think it was enough, but we'll see in the replay. That is the kind of close race you want to see. All four racers are right by each other, pretty much a car's distance or two away from the front and the back, respectively. And it looked like Astro might have gotten that last win away from Rebel, but I think Rebel was able to edge him out. We'll have to see what the judges say. They are giving it to Rebel, so Rebel on day one will be undefeated, and Zizzer will be the one moving on with them to the next round. Thank you all so much for watching.